Hello and welcome to another episode of Coach and Coffee. It is a beautiful, very sunny day out today. Go grab your coffee, come back, sit down. We're going to be talking about socks for OCR today. As with everything, different people, different scenarios. So some people, as they start running more, hiking more, walking more, whatever, they start to develop blisters or sore spots on their feet. Very uncomfortable if you've ever experienced that. I had that happen a few times when I had some really old shoes that I was wearing. But yeah, like I say, it's just extremely uncomfortable. Each step is just painful and not fun. And it really takes your mind off of what you're trying to do or trying to focus on and puts it on the pain in your feet, and that's not fun. So there's different, like I said, there's different people, different scenarios. Some people, this is more of an issue where it happens more often. They have a tendency to get blisters in certain parts on their feet, maybe their big toe, maybe their little toe, just depends. I've been blessed throughout my training in that I don't think any of my training has ever led to any blisters or like rubbed raw portions on my feet or anything like that. Growing up, myself, my brothers, and our neighborhood friends would run around barefoot like all summer long for many years, and so we'd get really tough callous feet running on packed gravel roads, and in the summer asphalt gets extremely hot, but after your feet are calloused, you don't even feel it anymore, so we just walk on it, run on it, whatever, it didn't matter. Obviously I don't have those calluses anymore, but maybe my feet are tougher for it. I have no idea. Or maybe I'm just blessed where I don't get blisters very often. But it does happen, and so what should we do to deal with that? Well, there's different things. We've already talked about shoes, so your shoe will matter. If you have an old shoe, the shoes get worn down in certain areas wherever your pressure point is, based on how you're running and everything. A lot of times the heels will get worn down. The ball of the foot will get worn down inside the shoe. Like on my shoes, my pinky toe will break out of the side. Sometimes people's big toes will break little holes in the front. So it really just depends. But all of those spots, once those breakdowns happen in your shoe, are places where you might develop a blister or something like that. So we want to avoid that and just make sure you have good shoes. But we're talking about socks specifically today. So I wear multiple different socks all the time. Most of the socks I have are cheap, Target brand socks, because I don't have a lot of money to spend on extra socks. I have 2 pairs of Darn Tough socks, and they are phenomenal. And I have 2 pairs of Injinji socks because I had a gift card to a running store for winning a local OCR. And so I picked those up. They're the ones that are toe socks, so you have a little slot for each toe. Looks weird and feels weird because I hadn't worn anything like that in a long time. And shockingly, they are not a great fit for me. It makes my little toe rub more for some reason. I don't know how that works, but anyway. So I have a variety of different socks. Some of them really good quality with the Injinji and the Darn Tough, and then like the knockoff brands. Like I'm wearing a pair of maybe Walmart brand, I'm not sure what these are. They're very thin. So I will do training in all of the different pairs. Very thin pairs, very thick pairs, pairs that are toe socks, mostly non-toe socks, but sometimes the toe socks. I'll do training in different shoes, same brand but different shoes, to try and get my feet used to all those types of situations. So maybe, I don't want to baby my feet in the sense that I want them to get used to less than ideal conditions, so that if I'm going to have an issue, it happens in my training, I figure out what it is and I fix it so that it doesn't happen during a race. Excuse me. So far, no issues there. But the type of sock you wear will matter. If you have thin socks that wear down quickly, or even thick socks that wear down quickly, and you start getting holes in your socks, and your foot starts rubbing on the inside of your shoe, that's going to lead to blisters. So you want a high quality sock and at least a very durable sock. So even if it's not thick, and as long as it doesn't wear through quickly, you're probably going to be okay there. some people need a thicker sock. There are a bunch of different brands out there. I'm by no means a sock expert as far as which brand is the best. And honestly, if you're getting a higher end sock, you probably can't go wrong. Maybe different brands will be better for different individuals, but overall, like, a sock is kind of a sock. Like, socks conform to your feet for the most part, as long as you're getting them in the right size range and everything. There can be, different scenarios where that may not be the case for some reason, but for most people, generally speaking, that will be the case. So as long as you're getting a higher quality sock, you should be fine. If you're constantly getting blisters, no matter what sock you wear, no matter what shoe you wear, you might need to start like wrapping, if you're getting blisters like between toes, where toes are rubbing together, maybe you need to put like a band-aid around the toe that's getting the blister and the toe next door to it, so that there's a point that eliminates the friction between the skin on the toes, and so the band-aids are rubbing each other and not your toes rubbing each other. There's a lot of different methods for that, but when it comes to the socks, if you just Google, or actually we have an article that we did, a survey of OCR athletes and what socks they use, and so I will link that in the description below so you can all access that if you are looking for different brands of socks that OCR athletes are racing in and find to be really good quality, durable socks. But it really comes down to, does it last and does it work? The socks I'm wearing right now, being a thinner pair, don't last super long. A few more runs and I expect these will have some holes in them. Once they get a hole, I just wear them like around the house because I don't want to throw them out until I have to, because socks, it's just sock. But for running and everything, I don't want to be running in socks that have a bunch of holes in them and then developing like blisters or whatever, and then having to rest and let them heal before I can go train again. The more time I lose training, the less good of an athlete I will be. So it really comes down to quality and durability. Find a quality, durable brand and roll with it. If you find one that works, stick with it. There's no reason to start trying all sorts of different ones. At a certain point, a sock is only going to make so much of a difference. If your foot is comfortable in that sock and it's helping eliminate blister issues or whatever, just stick with it. There is virtually no, and by virtually no, I mean there is no advantage that is going to be gained from some other sock at that point. So just find a good durable sock and stick with it. It's really not that complicated. Pricing can be kind of an issue for more high quality socks. The darn tough ones I got last year because I was increasing my mileage rather significantly compared to what I had previously been doing, and so I wanted something that was very durable and very comfortable, and they are very comfortable. I'm not promoting darn tough above another. It's just the best, the highest quality sock that I've had experience with. And so I believe each pair of those was $17 each, but I have done dozens of runs in them, and I've also done hiking and rucking in them. So far there's virtually no wear or tear, none that I can visibly see, and they're still very comfortable. So that's what I wanted. Like I said, there are going to be other socks out there. Oh shoot, what's that brand called? Oh, dang it, I will think of it. There's one called Obstacle Guard that had socks. I don't know if they still do, but they did. Hoplite, they make socks for endurance type events. There are a lot of good ratings on those, so those might be worth checking out. Maybe shop pricing as you do this, see which one's the cheapest for a good quality sock. Mud Gear, that's the one I was trying to think of. So Mud Gear's got socks. There's a lot of different companies, and then there are a bunch of other sock companies out there who make really high quality, good socks. So just do a little bit of research. Like I said, check out the article that I post in the description down below, and from there you'll be good to go. That's about it. I can't talk anymore about socks. I love them. Getting a new pair of socks is like one of my favorite things in life because I never got new pairs growing up. That's not true. We got them, but they were always like super cheap pairs, and we wouldn't get new ones for a long time because we didn't have a lot of money growing up. But so a new pair of socks feels amazing to me. It's like the best gift I ever get. As sad as that is. Cool. That's it. I will catch you next time on Coach and Coffee.